Vice President JD Vance is spending his Halloween in a tizzy over new allegations involving his marriage. Maybe it's time to break out that Halloween candy a bit early. This is a fun story. Happy Halloween and welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish, sporting my goth look for the day. I hope you all have your costumes ready for tonight. And before I begin, I want to quickly address a question sent to me by one of our viewers named Victoria. Yesterday, I advised those of you planning to roam the streets tonight to carry proof of citizenship in case ICE decides to make some Halloween deportations. Victoria asked me if we should have to carry proof of citizenship, and the answer is no, absolutely not. But given the recent attacks on Americans, including racial profiling and wrongful detention, it's best to be prepared. Democracy needs as much support in this country right now as it can get. Now, with that out of the way, on to our story. This week saw Vice President and racist Care Bear JD Vance speak at a rally for Turning Point USA, filling in for the late Charlie Kirk. Vance appeared alongside Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk, to bark at students at the University of Mississippi. While there, a student raised a question about Vance's interfaith marriage to his wife, Usha. JD is a practicing Catholic, while Usha is Hindu. Check this out.
Everybody has to come to their own arrangement here. The way that we've come to our arrangement is she's my best friend. We talk to each other about this stuff. So we've decided to raise our kids Christian. Our two oldest kids who go to school, they go to a Christian school. Our 8-year-old did his first communion about a year ago. That's the way that we have come to our arrangement. But I think everybody has to have this own conversation when you're in a marriage. I mean, it's true for friends of mine who are in Protestant and Catholic marriages, friends of mine who are in, atheist and Christian marriages. You just got to talk to the only advice I can give is you just got to talk to the person that God has put you with, and you've got to make those decisions as a family unit. For us, it works out. Now, most Sundays, Usha will come with me to church. As I've told her and I've said publicly, and I'll say now in front of 10,000 of my closest friends, do I hope eventually that she is somehow moved by the same thing that I was moved in by church? Yeah, I honestly do wish that, because I believe in the Christian gospel, and I hope eventually my wife comes to see it the same way. But if she doesn't, then God says everybody has free will, and so that doesn't cause a problem for me. That's something you work out with your friends, with your family, with the person that you love. Again, one of the most important Christian principles is that you respect free will. Usha's closer to the priests who baptized me than maybe I am. They talk about this stuff. My attitude is you figure this stuff out as a family, and you trust in God to have a plan, and you try to follow it as best as you can, and that's what I try to do.
If that clip infuriates you, stick around. You'll be laughing by the end of this story. It's not an unreasonable question, is it? And rather than say we all have a right to our own beliefs and obligation coexist, or acknowledging that Vance and his family honor both Christian and Hindu traditions like many interfaith families, Vance made it sound like he's an authoritarian father, demanding his kids are raised Christian. And I'm sure that has nothing at all to do with his presidential ambitions or his trying to appeal to Christian nationalists, does it? Perhaps for that reason, along with the wide backlash to his answers regarding his interfaith marriage, Vance took to Twitter this morning to clap back at his critics, beginning with a single tweet. It did not go well. On Twitter, Vance wrote in part, quote, "What a disgusting comment, and it's hardly been the only one along these lines. First off, the question was from a person seemingly to my left about my interfaith marriage. I'm a public figure, and people are curious, and I wasn't going to avoid the question. Second, my Christian faith tells me that the gospel is true and is good for human beings. My wife, as I said at the Turning Point USA rally, is the most amazing blessing I have in my life. She herself encouraged me to re-engage with my faith many years ago. She is not a Christian and has no plans to convert, but like many people in an interfaith marriage, or any interfaith relationship, I hope she may one day see things as I do. Regardless, I'll continue to love and support her and talk to her about faith and life and everything else because she's my wife," close quote. In the same tweet, Vance goes on to claim that the Twitter user who claimed Vance had dishonored his wife trying to appeal to Charlie Kirk fans reeks of anti-Christian bias. But I don't know. That poster claims to be a Canadian Christian who simply asked a fair question. Which, it is a fair question. I have to wonder if Vance is extra testy, not only because Usha Vance didn't like his answer, but also because his onstage flirtation with Erica Kirk, which included a passionate hug, has raised questions about his fidelity. I'm sure Vance would deny as much, claiming that it's absurd to think someone in the Trump administration would ever have an affair, right? I mean, Donald Trump's the picture of marital fidelity, right? On the other hand, maybe JD is just mad that Americans think he would have an affair with a woman that looks like Erica Kirk. After all, who would mistake her for a love seat? Think about that one. This is Occupy Democrats.